So this is the iPhone 14 and I'm reviewing it after 1 week of use. This is the 14 Plus, by the way. And if you're wondering why I'm using the box, I'll get onto that later instead of the actual phone. First off, I'd like to start off with action mode. So I'll just put a video up currently on action mode and stuff. This video is shot on just your regular one-time zoom with action mode on. I'm just slightly shaking the stand. Now I'm just going to shake it this like up and downwards. This is my iPad, by the way. I just said to myself, why don't I just quickly do this? But yeah, action mode, quite good. It crops in a little bit, but yeah. So yeah, as you can see, it keeps it rather in focus. But yeah, and so we'll put the video up now, where it's not using action mode. This is without action mode. As you can see, the camera very much goes out of shape. I'm just going to be tapping the stand, just giving it a light little wiggle. Just regular stuff that happens when I'm like not filming. And so yeah, once again, it is just my iPad, so yeah, it's just regular action mode. As you can see, it kind of goes out of like focus a little bit, which is annoying, but you can see action mode does crop in a little bit more. And I have done other tests with action mode in some personal rooms, like when I'm just kind of like doing my own thing, which is why I'm not showing them in video, but it does stabilize pretty well. Now, you can see the mic quality on the iPhone 14, on the iPhone 14 is pretty good here, because this entire video is being recorded on an iPhone 14 Plus. This just goes to show how good the camera is. Compared to the unboxing video where it was being recorded on a different camera, then you can see how it makes like such a big difference. So yeah, it's got more like life to it. It does have more like, you can see the shadows pretty good. But yeah. So the main camera is also pretty good compared to the iPhone 6. I don't have any other iPhones. Like the next one I have is an iPhone 4. So it's a 4S, but like the iPhone 6 is a pretty good comparison. I think they both use 12 megapixel cameras. I'll put that up on screen if I'm right or wrong, if they do use 12 megapixel cameras or not. Next big thing that's good about this is I like the big display, because when I'm like just recording videos like this, I'm able to like see how much is actually going in pretty clearly and pretty well. Whereas when I was using my iPhone 6, which is just off screen over there, I kind of had to like squint and look, is that actually in, or is it like a little bit out and stuff, or do I need this to be more in? I still do, but it's not as bad. It also gives me like more, it gives me a better view when I'm gaming and playing Clash of Clans. I only play Clash of Clans though, so for the gaming part of this, you might want to just check other people's reviews on gaming. But it is pretty good at gaming on Clash of Clans, specifically, because that's the only one I can test. Now, on to some downsides. This phone only has Face ID, which is okay, but it only takes one face, which is reasonable. But other phones with Touch ID could have several fingerprints, which means family members could share the phone if it wasn't like someone's like main phone. So if like a family member wanted to take a photo, they could just open the Photos app, and then they wouldn't have to type in the passcode every time, which is good. And so yeah. Now this brings me on to my next point. No Touch ID. For someone who always wears a mask, it's nice to have an option to use my fingerprint when Face ID with the mask can't do it because it's like too dark or something. Or if I just want to quickly open it under the table, I don't have to look at my phone. I can just continue having a conversation, use Touch ID, and then just kind of like be on my little way, just kind of peeking up and down here and then, not making it like the most obvious thing in the world that I'm using my phone. If I just want to like check something out because I have like an email that was sent to me or something. Third issue is the fact that it still uses this thing, the Apple Lightning port. It's 2022 Apple. Like, I know they're adding USB-C to the iPhone 15. Hopefully they do. But like, if you're like just in a friend or at a friend's place, who only uses Android because they can't like afford an iPhone or just have their own reason, they just don't like iPhones, and they only have USB-C, yeah, and you're just there with your lightning cable like, ew, like, Apple, just add it now, like, just straight up put it in all the other iPhones. Say, if you have this iPhone 14, get this one instead because it has USB-C. It might make them a bunch of money. Just saying. And the regular iPhone 14 might actually sell better for a bit. So, yeah, that's my summary on the iPhone 14 after 1 week of use. It's a pretty good phone. The camera is pretty good. Gaming, from what I do, is pretty good. And what I do is just like some basic stuff, like just what an everyday person would do. And video work is pretty good. And this mic is pretty good. Even with the little case protection on, like I have a special glass thing that's over the camera, which has to have a hole in it for the mic. But the mic's still pretty good with it on. So yeah. Thanks for watching my video and I hope you have a wonderful day.